Hello and welcome back to Box Office Breakdown here on the Popcorn Talk Network. I'm your host, Sara Stretton, and we're about to talk about a whole lot of numbers.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Box Office Breakdown.
I tried to be cool, and I fell in the ocean yesterday.
Really? Where?
In Ventura. I was
What were you doing there for your birthday?
I fell off. Yeah.
Really? What were you wearing?
A bathing suit.
Wow, paddleboard.
Actually, yeah.
Is there any photos around, or?
No, you don't take photos on the ocean with you.
Somebody could.
And no?
Bring a GoPro
You're
or something.
In the ocean.
Bring a GoPro.
You're in the water.
Oh,
Anyway.
you should bring a GoPro.
No,
I think
but
that'd be
now
it was
I
your birthday
myself
too.
in
I
my
have
hair.
I have gifts for you, but I'll give them to you maybe later, unless you want them now.
Do I want them now?
I don't know,
Or
do
I want
you?
them later?
Depends. I mean, if you want them now, I'll give them to you.
I feel like no one wants to actually talk about my birthday. People want to talk about why it's just me here, Sarah, and just you here,
Yeah,
Tom.
I know.
There's
Yeah.
only two of us today. It seems to have been a pattern lately.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know either.
The only
I know.
thing I know is I got a couple of mysterious tweets amongst my many happy birthday.
Well, if you
tweets.
dyed
Thank
your hair red and
Twitter
wore glasses,
universe.
maybe somebody would be here. If you dyed your hair red and wore glasses.
Are you saying that I should resemble a certain other lady that I have met?
Maybe. I'm just saying, maybe that.
You might have to be more specific. I know a few redheads.
Well, it's her name, Clark W.
How
Griswold.
You're smiling. So how do you feel about this?
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, we'll see.
That is how cryptic you're taking
I'm
it.
a loner. I'm a loner, Dottie. I'm a
tweets
rebel.
being like, I need to become part of some new team, and I'm like, that's funny. I haven't been approached about anything. Everyone's keeping me out of the loop.
Yeah, obviously on last Thursday's show, stuff went down, and it was a little interesting. It was a little blindsidey,
You seem
Not
to
the
be
movie.
fine.
Well, I mean,
Are you
I'll
containing
always
the
be.
anger?
I'll always be fine. I don't get angry. I've never been angry. I haven't been angry since 2006. I was angry.
What happened to
The Mets lost.
you?
in the
Were
playoff
just angry 2 months ago. You were heartbroken and sad and tearing up over some certain awards, some certain.
Oh yeah,
favorite
the
people.
Stallone thing. I forgot about that. That was a big devastating
I
time in
track
my
your
life.
emotional
Obviously,
state.
yeah, that was tough for me. Hey, I mean, look, it is what it is. Some people want the glory.
How does it feel to be the hero in this situation? I feel like you've been painted as
I've never been a hero before.
the bad
I've been
guy
a hero
for
outside.
so long.
I'm my own hero, but I think ultimately, the chips are going to fall where they may, and that's going to be the fun part about it.
I don't trust this smirk.
I
you have.
don't lose. I've never lost in my life. I lose, like I said last week, I lose some battles, but I always win the war. That's for damn sure.
Okay.
So that's
well,
it.
you know that I'm going to try and be a peacemaker on this. I can't. I think I'm about to have to be told to take sides. I need to hear from JTE himself.
Yeah, of course.
His
I think
side
you
of the
should.
story.
I think you should.
I'm a little confused. I don't know who exactly to believe. I feel like
Well,
you're
it was-
hiding some things.
it was
Not that
a-
I don't trust you. I just feel like there's another aspect to this story
was
that
a-
I
you-
haven't heard.
I mean, look, the guy lost 2 championships in a row. I think he was floundering and maybe got drunk and sent an email that might have not have been where it needed to be sent. That's all I'm saying.
So it was a not thought out plan. It was just a heat of the moment, probably induced by alcohol or some sort of other.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah? Would
Maybe.
that be okay? Would you forgive him then?
I mean, look, I'm from
Should
this,
the world forgive him if
I'm
that's
from,
true?
Yeah, I mean, they shouldn't be that hard on him. I mean, I'm from the streets, so I don't play that game. It's just that simple.
I don't make judgments until I hear both sides of the story. But
Yeah,
what I
I
do
agree.
report on is numbers in the box office. We are going to have to get into this. By the way, I was right. My math skills worked last week.
Was that? Yeah, I thought they were very interesting.
I was not 100%
Well, you got
right.
lucky because of your birthday.
You're not going to give this any of I tried to come up with the
Well,
numbers.
you did. You did a good job.
All right, let's
I mean,
go
what are you gonna do?
I wanted some praise. I wanted
Right.
a little bit of praise. But we'll get into the top 5 for the past weekend, which yes was my birthday weekend, and I did make it a mission to see a couple of movies. Was number 5, dropping down was The Jungle Book in its 6th week, still bringing in $10.9 million. That's only a 36% drop. And then we had a bunch of newcomers. In number 4, right next to The Jungle Book, was The Nice Guys at 11.2. I did see this movie. I would give it a thumbs up. Then Neighbors 2.
That's a big
Neighbors
disappointment.
2, Sorority Rising.
It's a big disappointment.
$21.7 million.
I mean, coming from a $49 million predecessor and doing 150 domestic, I would say. I mean, look, look.
I'm pretty sure it's a 55% drop or
Yeah.
something along those lines.
It's a big one.
From comparing it to the
I hear it's
two
really funny.
Neighbors.
I mean, I saw Nice Guys. I thought it was great.
I saw it too. I
Yeah.
actually really liked it.
It's funny.
It's funny. It's a little long. It's a little long,
You know it is.
but it is funny.
But
And
I
then
like Russell Crowe in that role, and Gosling was great as well.
They made a very nice pair. Number 2, Captain America: Civil War, coming in at 32.9, dropping in 54%, which made way for the Angry Birds movie to come in at 38 million and take the number 1 spot. Remember, Captain America: Civil War is only in its 3rd week, and it has lost the number 1 spot. And
That's a big drop from
there's no chance
79
of it regaining it.
From 79 to
anytime
33 is a big drop.
And we've had big drops continuously, which is what we said last week. When Captain America came out, and this isn't to discredit the money it's making, it's gotten great reviews, it's a pretty solid movie, but it didn't hit the 200 that everyone thought it was going to make opening weekend. Then it dropped down not into like the 90s area, but even lower to 70.
True.
And now we're getting down to 32.9. Maybe that's because we are getting into such a heavy packed full movie season where every week we are getting these nationwide releases, comedies, all these stars just coming in and out of the box office.
It's the summer movie season almost.
It is.
I mean,
It
it's
has-
springtime.
it has
It's
started.
beautiful out, and
it will
beautiful women on the street constantly now. It's bad. I'm having
Well, it's
big
going
trouble.
to start to affect. It will affect the runs of this movie. We aren't going to see what we saw with like Kung Fu Panda 2, where it was the only animated feature in there for a while and just kept bringing in numbers and numbers and numbers. Zootopia bringing in numbers and numbers and numbers. Now movies have a much shorter window to make those large, just astronomical amounts.
Well,
of money.
look at Neighbors 2. I mean, it's only a $35 million budget. $21 million opening for a $35 million budget is bad. But considering what the first one did, 21's an issue. I heard it's great. I mean, I heard Chloe Grace is
it's fine.
the worst part of it. She just doesn't nail the comedic angle as well as she probably could have. And that's coming from a lot of people that can't be in all those cats too. So it is what it is.
I have not heard that.
And The Nice Guys.
Yet.
I mean, 11 is right where I thought it would be. But once again, Warner Brothers, who I have beef with, they don't know how to market movies. This movie should have made a hell of a lot more than this. You got 2 good stars. You got Shane Black, and this movie was highly regarded on Rotten Tomatoes and a couple of other things. It's just, I don't know what those guys are doing over there. Like I said, they did a shake-up this week for the DC and all these other things. They got bigger problems than that.
Well, there you go.
People say I look like Russell Crowe a little bit. I get it sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, like a
don't
young one,
see
like
it.
a young unbloated Russell Crowe.
I don't see it.
I think it's the mannerisms.
The mannerisms?
Yeah, it's mannerisms.
I
almost.
can see it kind of the way you speak.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I think that's what
but
it is.
not in like the way you look.
It's just interesting. It's like I look like
Actually-
Russell Crowe in the face, then I have Ryan Gosling's torso, and then I have Oscar Gamble's lower half.
I don't think you're allowed to announce your own doppelgangers.
I could do
don't
that.
think you're allowed to just be like, "This is who I look like." Like,
Yeah, but when
people
you
have
put
to
thoughts into
tell
people's
you.
I've been told that a couple of times. This girl slept with me on the sole fact the one time that she said I look like Russell Crowe, and she's like, he's
And
my
she
favorite.
was, 8 drinks in.
4, but she was a
6.
lightweight. She was only 90 pounds. She was Asian.
No, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, sure it does.
I almost said something very.
You guys got to look
I
up
will
Oscar
not say
Gamble.
it.
He's the best.
Oscar Gamble.
Yeah, he's an old player from the 70s on the Yankees.
Well,
he
I
used to
say
walk
the
around
only
the
way
locker
you're
room
allowed
and
to
they thought
have
he had a hose in his
doppelgangers is
pants.
if people tell you you're doppelgangers. So you can check the comments or you can tweet out him his actual
I don't make up my
doppelgangers,
own
'cause I am
nicknames.
saying that I don't think it's Russell Crowe.
Well, Peter Dinklage, too, so like a life-size Peter Dinklage.
He's blonde.
Nah, not for real.
Oh.
Well, I was blonde when I was young, too.
He isn't blonde in one of the X-Men movies. I believe
Peter
he does
Dinklage?
Yeah, he's not blonde in one of the X-Men
He's
movies.
the dwarf from
I know
Game
who
of Thrones.
he is.
He's in X-Men movies?
He's in one of them.
Maybe, I don't know. I
You
don't
don't
watch those
remember
movies.
that?
I don't watch X-Men movies.
Well, then you're going to miss out this upcoming weekend.
I know,
But
please.
let's get
Thanks.
into a little bit of the international numbers because Fox's X-Men Apocalypse has launched impressively in the international marketplace with 103.3 million in box office havoc from 20,596 screens in 76 markets. And that is, of course, a week ahead of the U.S. opening. So we will be talking about all of that here soon. The launch featured the
They do that.
biggest
It's a good
Fox
gauge.
opening weekend in ever in half a dozen markets, including the Philippines, 4.9 million, India, 3.5 million, Indonesia, 3.1 million, Singapore, 3 million, Thailand, 2.7 million, and Colombia at
Colombia.
1.9 million. So making a lot of money already, or starting to.
Yeah.
Sony's The Angry Birds movie grossed $55.5 million from over 24,000 screens as it expanded into China, South Korea, and 7 other new markets. The animated family film has hit $112 million internationally in only 2 weeks.
That's pretty good.
Yes, China led the way with 29.2 million from 12,000 screens, which is 24% of the opening for Zootopia in that market, and the biggest 2016 debut for an imported animated film.
They like birds over there.
Mm-hmm.
And especially angry ones.
We're going to talk about China's box office in just a second because they are about to have a very crowded summer before they get into when they aren't allowed to show foreign movies. So
That's what it is. Well, Sean Penn has a voice in Angry Birds.
really?
Yeah, he plays
I
a bird
didn't
that
know that.
just fucks people up all day long, like he does in real life. So it's pretty simple.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Disney's Captain America: Civil War came in third on the international chart, pulling in 30.7 million to lift its foreign total to 706 million. It is now time to announce that the tentpole's worldwide total has hit 1.05 billion. So I'm pretty sure that's the first billion to be crossed this year. It is the 19th highest of all time.
Pretty damn good.
South Korea's The Wailing finished fourth with 11.1 million its second weekend, followed by a movie we haven't talked about in a little bit, the Divergent series Allegiant,
That's
with
out there?
11 million in 6 markets to lift that
what
movie's
they're seeing that for.
the dystopian's drama.
Is
to
there more hours in China?
105. No, there's just more people.
Yeah, but there's got to be more hours there. I think they run on like a 36-hour time thing or something. I don't know what's going on over there. How are these people seeing all these movies?
Because they have so many people.
Yeah, but they don't. Not all of them. They're working all the time.
Maybe they
Like
just have
3.7 billion of the people
maybe
who.
their theaters are bigger.
There's something going on. I think these numbers are false. I don't know what. I got to do a documentary on this.
Well,
I'm gonna
things
get to
that
the bottom
are
of it.
unclear in China. There's an article in Variety right now called "Hollywood Heads for Crowded June in Chinese Theaters," and some people are saying, like, observers are unclear if the restrictions on Hollywood imports are to last as long as they did last year when they ran some like 6 weeks. Chinese-made films have gotten a powerful start in 2016, especially in February, but they have a ton of stuff coming up. The upcoming Hollywood releases in China. They have Alice Through the Looking Glass, May 27th. X-Men Apocalypse, June 3rd. Warcraft, June 8th. Finding Joy, June 17th.
Jesus.
Independence Day Resurgence, which I guess have already been formatted something like 3D or whatever. June 24th. Now You See Me Too, June 24th. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, July 2nd. So
These Chinese people are going to be seeing a lot of movies.
that is going to bring in a lot.
Maybe they go see like triple
of
features and stuff
money.
like that.
Well, one thing you could do if you're getting a little bit tired of seeing so many movies, because we have a very crowded box office, I'm going to encourage you to maybe try reading a book. Because there are tons of fantastic worlds out there where you can find these new worlds and exciting epic adventures. And I have one that you really should check out. It is a sci-fi, super great series. And let me tell you a little bit about it. Imagine if today was the last normal day of your life. Well, that's what happens to Casey Sullivan when she thought she knew what tomorrow would bring, but she was wrong, and they were all wrong. And what happens first is the first wave takes their power, killing 500,000 people. The second wave put that number to shame because there were 2 tsunamis that destroyed everyone within 100 miles of the ocean. So goodbye coastal cities. If this was our life, we'd be gone because we're in LA. After the third wave, only the unlucky remained, survivors of a virus that left only 3% of the world still standing. And in the fourth wave, the others, mysterious others, became us, inhuman beings hiding with human faces. So then you get to the dawn of what is the fifth wave, where everyone
Bob
involved
Finstock takes over the world.
Bob Finstock, but really
Yeah.
Cassie Sullivan has to decide: do they give up or do they get up and fight? It's only the beginning. In these last days, Earth's remaining survivors need to decide what's more important: saving themselves or saving what makes us human. This comes from Rick Yancey's #1 New York Times best-selling novel. The Fifth Wave introduces us to this group of young people struggling to survive in the aftermath of a catastrophic alien invasion. It has sequels now: The Infinite Sea and the newly released The Last Star. So this is a perfect time to get into this series with this new book on the horizon. Following this series of battles, betrayals, as they fight this ultimate war between life and death, hope and despair, and love and hate. This series has been called by Entertainment Weekly remarkable, not to be missed under any circumstances, and urges fans to come on, just read it. And USA Today hails as a modern sci-fi masterpiece. And the best-selling author of The Passage, Justin Cronin, raves in his New York Times book review, calling The Fifth Wave wildly entertaining. So the highly anticipated finale is here. If you knew about this, I'm sure you're excited. If you haven't read this series, go check it out now. It will leave you stunned. You can learn more if you go to about the whole Fifth Wave series at fifthwavebooks.com. So that's fifth with the number 5, wavebooks.com. Go check it out. Take some time to read. You can't take movies with you to like the beach in the summer. Take a book. I'm telling you, you're going to enjoy it.
Or if you like go to jail or something. People read in jail a lot.
They do in jail.
Yeah.
You also get really fit in jail.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about just going to jail just so I could like become more educated. And
do I need to warn JT about something?
And more shredded.
Do I just need to
I was
prepare
thinking
him
about
that's
it.
on your horizon?
It's an option. It was an option. Not anymore.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe we could just have you guys sit down, have a nice book date.
Maybe.
Just nice reading together.
Maybe.
Nice and calm.
Well, there's a big decision
away
going
from
on
the
Thursday.
movies for a little bit. But now we'll get back to our normal
The decision's
show.
on Thursday. It's a big decision.
Big day. But until now, I will play our lovely international titles game with you.
Break out the Rosetta Stone, because it's time for the International Title Game.
Al esfuerzo y al heroísmo de una revolución no los queremos.
Can you acknowledge that you miss his dancing capabilities?
Well, yeah. I mean, that was always fun. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just now.
Remember the good times?
I wonder what it would have been when he was here. He'd probably just be like,
He would have been, no, it would
Maybe
have been,
sending an
it would
email.
have been like, I'm so sorry. He would
maybe.
just express
I think
this
maybe,
emotion.
you
No?
know, he was, maybe. I'm
trying.
Hey, look, you know, like I said, you know, I've never lost in championships except for the, you know, the Schmoeville tag team thing.
You lose to me all the time in this game.
Well, sometimes. But,
You lost me also.
you know, I
in
think
top
he
5.
just lost his mind for a little bit. I think he was just so, you know, upset about
I'll have
not
a talk with him.
winning the championship that maybe, you know, people make rash decisions all the time. Not me, because I think everything out. But
I'll have a talk with him.
All right.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into these titles.
yeah, foreign movie title game from Wang.
course.
He's actually in Singapore right now. He's a gum salesman now. He's selling gum illegally, obviously. 4 titles, 1 wrong. Pick it out. We're going with Michael Fassbender.
That is typically how this game goes.
Yeah, we're going with Michael Fassbender.
I love
here.
him. Did you know that?
I had a little run-in with his girlfriend the one time.
Alicia?
The black
Canada?
chick. Yeah, the black chick. The one before with her.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she liked my sweater.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it was a good time. She was in Shame with him. She's really hot.
He has a new girlfriend.
Yeah, I know. He's like,
They're
he's on
movie
the
stars together.
he's on
you know?
the De Niro tip. Well, he was. Is she black?
Do you not know who Alicia Vikander is?
Oh, that's her. That's his girlfriend now.
I'm pretty sure.
She just won an Oscar.
Did I just say this all wrong?
She just won an Oscar.
You can tell me about the titles. I will look up
Okay.
Michael Fassbender's Love Life.
So Shame.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The movie where he showed his genitalia,
Mm-hmm.
and he was with that hot black chick. Male sex addiction.
Male sex addiction.
Yeah, I don't suffer from that anymore. Jonah Hex. Scarface. Evil Spirits.
Evil spirits.
Okay.
Okay.
Frank. Where he played that like big-headed weird singer.
Okay.
Big Head Singer.
Big head singer.
Big Head Singer. Blood Creek. It's like an early movie of his.
I'm just gonna pick big head singer.
Gaiku People Howl. Gaiku People Howl.
What is it? Oh,
Blood Creek.
But what is?
Was Gaiku
Yeah.
Gaiku People Howl?
But what is that?
I don't know what that means.
do you spell
Gaiku is like that insurance company, right?
That's Geico.
Oh yeah.
How do you spell it?
Guiqu.
What is that?
No, Ku.
Hold on. I need to Google this word.
Yeah, Gaiku.
How do you spell it?
Guiku.
This is research.
Giku.
That is not a real word.
It's a Chinese word.
It's not a real word.
It's a Chinese word.
I think that everything that's coming up is like smartphone, not spelled that way.
It's Gaiku.
I think that's like you like paste it in the ad or something.
No, it's Gaiku People Howl. People Howl.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so
Okay.
back again. Shame. Male sex addiction. Once again, I don't have it anymore. Jonah Hex. Scarface. Evil Spirits. Frank. Big Head Singer. Blood Creek. Guku. Or whatever that means.
Some non-existent word. that I
People
know.
Howl. Guku People Howl. I think like Gaiku is for like Chinese for vampire or something.
I'm so obsessed with that word that it's very hard to concentrate on any of the other possibilities.
Giku.
I don't want to try and pronounce it because I know I'm probably doing it wrong.
I don't know. Maybe they're
Kind
silent
of
with
big
it.
head.
Is that what you think?
Big head.
Big Head Singer?
Yeah.
Jimbo?
I'm going to go with the same thing because that's my last name is Frank.
You're not supposed to pick the same one.
You know what? You
How
guys,
many times
yeah, but
do I
you know
have
what?
to tell people this?
You guys are right. Big Head Singer is not the right one.
Instincts.
It's interesting, you know, how they call it male sex addiction. Now, how do you say that? Like, what do you do? Like, when you go into movies, like, what are you going to go see? And I'm like, oh, I'm going to go see male sex addiction. Yeah. That's,
It sounds like what's it, NC whatever. movie.
yeah.
NC-17.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a cool
Did you
movie.
when you Google Michael Fassbender girlfriend? Surprisingly, well, Alicia Vikander is up there.
Mm-hmm.
Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, he
is
was dating
also
her.
up there.
He was dating her.
And then there's like other things about Jennifer Lawrence.
He dates everybody. Did you see
mean,
him
that's
naked
a-
in the movie?
that's a
He can get any
great-
chick he wants.
I mean,
And he was Steve Jobs.
some very impressive ladies. To be
Yeah,
connected
this
to.
guy's getting every hot chick in the world. He's got to leave some for somebody
Impressively
else.
Talented people.
Yeah, he's a talented guy.
Well, I'm pretty sure he is currently with Alicia Vikander.
It's good for him. She's
Just so you know.
smoking
I'm
hot.
not really sure.
She's really hot. You look
But-
like her a little bit. You have like a Alicia Vikander vibe.
I'll take it. She's pretty.
She's very pretty.
Um,
If you did your hair back, you could be Ex Machina.
I got
Maybe
really
you know
tan.
what?
She's pretty tan.
Let's shoot a. I was thinking about shooting Ex Machina 2 at my house. Maybe we'll shoot it at my house. Throw you up in a little. We'll use like
She's
aluminum
out
foil.
in the world.
We'll use aluminum foil and then like I don't know. It'll be fun.
All right, getting in it to our top 5 grossing movies, we are going to stick, I believe, with the Michael Fassbender theme and go into his top 5. These moneymakers, or are these just your favorites?
No, these are his moneymakers.
Okay.
But we're only going to use one X-Men.
Of course.
Okay. Number 5
Mm-hmm.
is a fantastic film. I was with a girl a while back when this came out, and she couldn't even watch this movie. It
Why?
was very, very tough on her. 12 Years a Slave.
Oh, that movie made me cry.
She couldn't watch it. She's like, I can't watch
It was
this.
pretty embarrassing. It was one of those movies I came out of just like sobbing.
She was black,
And you,
too.
like,
That
hide
was
your
the weird
face when you
part.
Come out of the theater because
Yeah.
you're just like destroyed.
Yeah, it was hard for me to watch it with her. Like it
Really
wasn't a
good
good
movie.
decision. I mean, she was black, so it was tough. Like, she was like, I can't believe this kind of stuff happened, and it was nuts. It's true. But I like the movie. I mean, it's fantastic.
It's a really good movie.
Oh, fantastic. And Fassbender he crushed it. So did, what's her name?
I'm surprised that's on his top 5 list, though. How much money did he make?
$60 million.
Okay.
I mean, he's not really,
That was just all because of awards.
Right.
Like, it made that much money just because of awards.
No, it was good. It should have made $100 million.
Yeah, but
it's not for everybody.
It's a very long and it's a very tough movie.
It's a tough movie to sit there.
Watch.
It's tough when the homeboy is hanging from the tree for like 3 minutes.
You come out of that movie just fully like exhausted.
Oh, you're mentally drained. Yeah, it's a mental and physical drain.
Okay.
Prometheus.
The
Ridley Scott phenomenon, $134 million from Fox in 2012.
I'm really hoping that one of my favorite movies is on this list.
I didn't love this movie. I thought it was okay. Visually stunning, obviously. But, I forgot about it.
What?
I forgot about the movie.
Prometheus?
Yeah, I don't care about it.
Keep going on the list.
Yeah. Number 4, or number 3, Inglourious Bastards.
Wait, is 300 not on this list?
It's number 1.
Okay.
Want me to get to it, or what are you going to do? You going to jump the gun here?
I was jumping the gun.
Okay. Inglourious Bastards.
Well, I was just confused.
$138 million in 2009. He was fantastic in this, too. I think this really broke him.
This movie.
He was one of the generals or whatever. Decent Tarantino movie. It was okay. Christopher Waltz was the star of that one. We're going to bunch these two together. X-Men Days of Future Past and X-Men First Class. Future Past 241, First Class 156. Never watched them. Don't care. Don't ever will. Nah, it's not my alley.
Is that just like full all comic book movies?
Yeah,
or just X-Men?
I don't know what it is. I don't care.
Have you watched any of them?
No. Never played with the toys when I was younger. Never watched the cartoons. I don't care about that.
Don't you feel like you need to for research?
Nah, I don't need to research anything. Especially that.
Okay. You're saving a lot of money. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I buy stuff for you. I'll show you what I bought you. Number 1 is 300.
Oh, okay.
Which my buddy Michael wrote. Michael Gordon is a good friend of mine.
I love this movie.
It's a fantastic movie. The guy's made tons of money off this. Now he has like Basquiat paintings on his wall. He made a ton of money off this. He's a psycho, but he's a pretty good writer.
Do you have any crazy stories from why he wrote this movie?
He's a big comic book guy. Big graphic novel guy, like huge. He wrote G.I. Joe too, the first one, but the draft he sent in was way better than the movie itself. But they went along and screwed it up. Obviously.
What's your favorite Michael Fassbender movie?
Other
ones like
Shame.
Shame?
Yeah, I like when he acts. Jobs is good too. He's
I was going to say, I
fantastic in that.
really thought Steve Jobs is a very technically well-made movie.
It's beautiful.
It's just very hard to get invested in because
you heard the story 1,000 times. I mean, it's just like, the Kutcher one was out, then you got documentaries all over the place. It's like everybody knows the guy's story.
Yeah.
You can't change it that much.
He's a really interesting person to observe, but it's a hard story to be get empathetic about.
Yeah.
So, but it was really just technically made fantastic.
It's Sorkin. It's fantastic stuff. I mean, 300 was cutting edge, and then a lot of people tried to do all that green screen bullshit and didn't work. And then they had 300, Rise of the Machines, whatever the fuck it was called. And nobody cared about that either.
And then we'll see him later this year in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, he's going to be good at that. And the new Alien movie, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. I know a lot. I know a lot. Everybody thinks I'm an idiot.
I've never said you were an idiot.
I'm kidding.
Do not go down.
I like to play the idiot, though.
All right.
Because then when I prove people wrong, then the punch is a lot harder,
Well, the X-Men movie is coming out in X-Men Apocalypse. Right now, critics are giving it about a 52% on Rotten Tomatoes, which in my mind, it means it's hit or miss. It's right in the middle, which means most likely some people love it, some people hate it. Does that get down to one core issue that's the dividing, no one believes this point? Or is it just a mess? Who knows?
It's a tough movie. I think it'll be fine. I think they introduced new characters. Like I said, I don't care. I could see it doing some money. I mean, Singer's a great director.
It will do money.
And Kinberg's a good writer.
Much. The other X-Men movies what it's competing against is, I'm not going to include Deadpool, but number 2, X-Men: The Last Stand, open to about 102. X-Men: Days of Future Past, about 90. X-Men X2, 85. X-Men Origins Wolverine, 85. X-Men First Class, 55. Like, this is our range. So the most recent of those is X-Men Days of Future Past, which opened at 90, I believe.
And it did 241 total.
Yes.
Domestically.
So we'll see how that affects our X-Men. They're pushing an interesting spin for their marketing, which we normally don't talk too much about, but X-Men Apocalypse has done a Snapchat kind of marketing scheme, and it's going on today. So it's for 24 hours on May 23rd. Snapchat users in the U.S. will be able to transform themselves into 9 different characters from the Fox Sci-Fi pick
face swap
via
stuff.
Snapchat lenses. And then they can send photos or videos to friends or post them on their story and timelines. And on top of that, through Snapchat, the Snapchat users will be able to swipe to purchase tickets from either Fandango or movietickets.com.
That's interesting.
So very interesting, and I also think pretty smart.
So when people are like in between like sending nudes and doing weird stuff on Snapchat, they
can turn themselves into
face
Mystique.
swap into X-Men.
Yeah.
Well,
People
do it naked. Everybody
you just
watch
need
it.
like one of the faces to take off, and
Who wants to be that? Like
a
these
lot of people.
A lot of these
A
girls are
lot of
doing like
people.
putting these dog faces on there and these other things like that. I don't like it. It's not working for me. I don't think I'm behind the times. It's just like send some real pics, and nobody wants to see that. Like it was National Nude Pic the other day. I was waiting for a couple of people to send me something, but nobody did.
And so you got some dog pics, and you were very disappointed.
Yeah, very.
Also coming out is Alice Through the Looking Glass, which if you weren't swayed by the music video marketing,
That I'm in.
you might. That's why I mentioned it. You might be engrossed to see this movie because you're a big Disney fan. It has been a long time since the last Alice in Wonderland live action was released, 2010.
Made a lot of
That
money.
movie may open to $116 million, but it's been a while.
This ain't gonna make that.
It's not. Although Johnny Depp is, yes, still a star, I don't think Helen Bonham Carter is great. You have some really skilled people in there. I'm not.
Well, it's Alan
it
Rickman's
doesn't
last movie,
have-
unfortunately.
Yeah, and it just doesn't have the energy that I think the last one did. Not as many people are talking about it or seem to be as excited about it.
Yeah.
But
They'll do good internationally because they don't know any better.
it'll do it good internationally, and Disney just has a great track record. Looking at Cinderella last year, opening to 67, Maleficent opening to 69. Not so great of numbers when you're looking at The Lone Ranger, open to 30, or
the
Oz
worst.
the Great and Powerful came in at 79. But it's not going to make nothing. It'll make some
It'll
money.
make something. I mean, there's a lot of heavy hitters in the top 5 this week. I mean, this is going to be a very interesting top 5.
Do you want to get into it then?
Yeah, I think we can do that.
Some predictions.
I think we can do that.
So to compete with Angry Birds, which only is at 38, shouldn't be too hard.
No, it's a
to
one-shot
beat.
deal for that.
And then Captain America, Neighbors, Nice Guys, Jungle Book. Let's see where X-Men and Alice Through the Looking Glass will place. I'm guessing number 1 and number 2.
Yes, absolutely. You know, it's tough. I think X-Men can do 50-something. Because Captain America is still taken away from that. There's a lot of other stuff
You
taken
think
away from
X-Men
that.
will do 50-something?
Yeah,
You don't think it's going to do more?
I don't think so. I think like 55, 60 maybe, tops.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's going to do the
Really?
same thing as First Class.
Even after Deadpool
Yeah,
came in
it's-
at like 132.
Yeah, it's not going to do that much.
I mean, it's not going to do that much,
No,
but
it's not.
you're taking like almost 2/3 away
First
from
Class
that.
opened up to, like you said, 50-something, right? What did Days of Futures Past open up to?
Days of Future Past opened to 90.
That's not
X-Men
gonna do
Last
that.
Stand to 102. You have Jennifer Lawrence in it.
Maybe 65 tops.
Okay.
Seriously.
Saying higher.
I don't think it's going to do that.
Okay.
I
You
think there's
said
too
it,
much
so it'll be
competition out
interesting.
there.
All right.
Then stupid person through the looking glass
Alice
at number 2.
Through the Looking Glass.
I used to date a girl named Alice. Short hair. She's pretty.
Okay.
Probably 50-something. 60-something maybe.
Okay.
It's tight.
All right.
I haven't
We're
done my
agreeing with it at
research
least
on
the
it.
number 1, number 2 spots. I'm
Right.
not agreeing with you on the numbers.
I think you'll see Captain America at number 3.
That is the question.
Yeah.
But Captain America has been having very steady drops.
Yeah, but I think it'll drop to like 20-something, and Angry Birds will get into the teens.
Okay.
Yeah. Then Angry Birds, and then I think, Neighbors.
All right. I'm going to agree with you on the top 2. Yes, X-Men Apocalypse is obviously going to take the number 1 spot. Then Alice Through the Looking Glass. I'm actually going to give it to the Angry Birds movie, just because I think so many people are going to be taken away from Captain America to go see X-Men, which has already... I mean, Captain America has been dropping and dropping. Having still good reviews, but pretty significant drops.
Sure.
And that's just going to even go more to X-Men Apocalypse. So... the Angry Birds movie, then Captain America, and then we will final it out with Neighbors 2.
Yeah,
So-
I think Neighbors will hold pretty steady. It's not a terrible movie. I just think it got caught up in the mix. I mean, obviously, Zac Efron's body didn't really pull in this time.
It only has, I believe, let's see, it has a 56 from its audience score. So even though the marketing was trying to say it was like the best comedy of the year, I just don't think that fooled people.
I mean, I liked The Night Before. I thought it was fantastic, and that made no money either.
All right.
That was the best comedy of last year, no questions asked.
Let's get into a little bit. I think we have time for a caller. Maybe they can give us a different top 5 or some more accurate numbers than you did. Let's see. Do we have a caller on the line? No, we don't.
We don't?
I don't know.
You do, but for some reason, it won't unmute.
Oh, maybe
You're
it's...
muted, caller, for some unknown reason.
Try.
We'll give it
Try
another
now. Tell 'em.
couple of seconds to keep on
What was your
talking.
Am I unmuted right now?
No,
Nah,
you're
you're
unmuted. You're
good.
unmuted. Hey, what's
Okay,
up? You're on
thanks.
Box Office. What's up, dude?
What's going on? It's Brian in Miami.
Hey, what's up, Brian in
Hey,
Miami?
what's
How you
up?
doing, man? How you been?
Doing good. Let me just throw out a comment, and then I'll get into my top 5 as well.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
I've been thinking about this, and even with like the Schmoes even talking about it on their show. I mean, don't you feel that there's like some superhero fatigue?
Absolutely, I think there is.
100%.
I think it's just too much. I mean, that word is overused, but it's 100% the truth. Like, it's just like, come on now, everybody's fighting everybody and then ganging up on each other and do. It's like
There's a little bit of fatigue.
There
The
is.
expectations for different movies are becoming like, unless you're doing something groundbreaking in every movie, people are no matter what going to leave disappointed.
yeah. And
it's-
it's true. But once again, a lot of these people who see these movies are only, they get allowance to go see it. A lot of people can't come up with the $20 or whatever it is to pay and see these things, consistently or more than once and stuff like that. Around Christmas time, that's why Star Wars made so much money, because it was just like, it's like 3 weeks of like vacation for everybody in America.
But also, that's kind of how the industry works. Things come in cycles, in
Yeah.
waves. Like, if it's vampires for a couple of years, then it's superheroes, then you had a whole flux of like westerns. Like,
Yeah. They
the
jump
way
on
it
a train,
goes.
then you had a bunch of Taken movies, then you had this, then you had horror, then you had that. I mean, it's just the wave of what people do. But yes, that's why I'm going X-Men a little lower, because people are just like, ugh, maybe I'll go see something else this week and give me a week or two to digest Civil War. I don't know. That's what I think.
No. The only reason why I brought that up is because I had my expectations like very mid for Civil War, but I ended up loving it. And then earlier in the year when it came out to like Deadpool in February, and then in Batman versus Superman in March. I mean, it was for me. I mean, like, 2 movies back to back, on like 2 different months. I was getting a little bit tired after watching Deadpool, because Deadpool was just so fantastic.
Yeah, it was different.
And then
that's why.
going into watching Batman versus Superman. I mean, I didn't really have such high expectations as everybody. I ended up enjoying it, but then after that, it was just like. It's like, okay, gives me time, to breathe a little bit, before going into watching, Civil War.
True.
And then right after Civil War, I mean, like a few weeks after, we're getting X-Men. And
I know.
Then,
It's a lot. It is a lot.
It's a lot. It's a
But
real
then
lot.
it's also, there's the pressure of like, you kind of have to see movies as soon as they come out, especially movies like this, because everything's going to be spoiled for
Right.
you within a week through social media.
Within the first day.
So, and
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough situation.
Yeah.
That's why I don't go see him.
you can just boycott the whole industry.
I'd
pretty
rather
much.
see Nice Guys
But
or
do
The
you
Lobster.
have do you have a prediction for how much X-Men's going to make, or do you have a top 5 for us or something, or another question for the week?
I have a top 5 for you. I do agree with both of your lists, but I think that Civil War is gonna be like, it's not even gonna be at the top 5, honestly.
Oh,
I think
you
it's
think
gonna-
it's out?
I think Civil War. I mean, I do agree with a lot of your points. I mean, it's been dropping 40 to 50%.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think it's been
week
dropping
to
over
week.
50% every week, almost.
Right.
I'm
I
not
mean,
mistaken.
I don't even think that it's going to be making top 5 at least. I mean, I do want to see Nice Guys get into the top 5 at least.
Well, it's been there.
I'm
Nice
really
Guys
looking
came in
forward-
at number 4, but if it's only bringing in 11 and you're comparing it to 32, both.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man.
It'll be
I can't see Captain America: Civil War jumping out of the top 5 this week. At the very least, it's going to do like 19. That'll get it at either 4 or 5, or possibly even 3, which I had it at. But hey, you could be right.
I don't even think it may even make 19 or 20. I think it'll probably be like at around like 11 or 10 million, honestly.
I
Wow,
could
that's-
see. I could actually see it around there. It's at 32 now. If you drop it in,
That's a
I
lot.
could definitely see
Well,
it.
I mean, it is. I get what you're saying, Brian, because
14.
look, you got to look at it this way. It is X-Men Apocalypse, and it's the same audience that goes see Civil War. I get that. But you never know.
Well, thank you so much, Ryan, for calling in and talking with us. We always appreciate it.
Thanks, dude.
No problem.
We are going to have to wrap up our show. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for all of your support, and please continue to support the entire Popcorn Talk Network. You can check out other shows: DC Movie News, Marvel News, Disney Movie News, everything you can talk about for movies, Book Circle Online. They're all great shows.
You can catch me at Bob Finstock. I ain't going anywhere.
I'm
I
at
just can't do
Sarah _
I
Stretton.
just can't do Sundays and Mondays. I mean, that's it.
Thank you.
All right.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.